complex web of life on Earth, everything is connected. Take bees, for instance. As they buzz from flower to flower, finding food for their colony, the pollen on their bodies also fertilizes plants and keeps the cycle of life turning. As a result, the food that bees help to put on our plates extends far beyond honey. Businesses all along the value chain from farm to table rely on bees for their survival. These businesses provide jobs and income for millions of people across the world. Global biodiversity is similarly dependent. Without pollinators, whole ecosystems could collapse. This possibility has become increasingly real as the number of bees and other insects continues to steeply decline. Diseases, invasive species, pesticides and habitat loss are foremost among the threats to the viability of bee populations. Each of us can contribute in small ways, but the scale of the problem calls for big initiatives. Governments have come together to create a network of international environmental agreements. These agreements provide the foundation for protecting the bees and the ecosystems, businesses and people relying on them. Under the Convention on Biological Diversity, for example, 193 countries work together to protect habitats and to ensure that biotechnologies are safe. Other conventions provide a legal framework for countries to restrict the use of chemicals that are toxic to bees. Through such multilateral environmental agreements, participating countries agree on sets of rules that then inform their national policies. Local authorities enforce the laws that eventually derive from these policies. The bees benefit from the banning of harmful pesticides, the restoration of floral resources, and the support for sustainable beekeeping. And multilateral environmental agreements, or MEAs, go way beyond protecting bees and biological diversity. Hundreds of MEAs support virtually all areas of environmental policy making. Treaties on chemicals and waste, climate and the atmosphere, the seas and fresh water, land and agriculture, and environmental governance. You can find detailed information on these agreements at InforMEA.org, the official UN database for multilateral environmental agreements. The database guides you through the different topics and shows you the relationships among the agreements and the participating countries and regions. InforMEA is the world's most comprehensive resource on environmental law. By assisting practitioners and decision makers to develop global environmental policy, it helps to ensure a more sustainable future for bees, for ecosystems, and for all of us who depend on them.